All right, let's move on to this now. And businessman and entrepreneur Sijadu Mzozoyana is out and about today. This Freedom Day, he's pumping his energy into a feeding scheme for the homeless. And he's challenging his employees and the community to do the same. ENCA's Morena Mutupi is with him in Four Ways. Morena, what are you up to in Four Ways there? What's been like, what has it been like this morning?
Well, Tulas, things are actually getting underway right now, and you mentioned Sijadu Mzozoyana. He's actually just arrived, and he's holding a team talk just to my right here, just getting everybody ready for, what's set to be happening today. So he, and as you can see just behind me, I hope, Lifting Africa, as well as One Small Act of Kindness, have all come together to just find people in the Four Ways area to help them. So, we, for the last 11 days have been doing the e-media COVID-19 relief fund and just urging people to come through and support and donate as much as they can to help those who are destitute, those who are in need at the moment. And again, now to my left, there's a long line of people who are some of those people who are in need in this country because of this national lockdown, because of this coronavirus. And One Small Act of Kindness, Lifting Africa, and Relative Media's Sajjad Jadwat himself have come together and just said, people in Four Ways, we've identified a group of people who do need some help, and we actually need to come together and do whatever we can. So they've come here with food parcels just to make sure that they help out people and keep them going for as long as they possibly can. These are one of just many charitable efforts that the likes of One Small Act of Kindness are involved in around the Joburg area, and as far reaching as they possibly can. And next to me actually now, who's just sort of stepped away from shot because she doesn't like to be in the spotlight, even though she is somebody who gives to the good, is Kelly van der Meer, and she is from One Small Act of Kindness. In fact, the founder she is, Tulas. And Kelly, you guys are here today to do what a lot of people are unable to do at the moment, do for those who are unable to do for themselves. Just what is it about this effort that you guys felt needed to happen?
Hi, there's so many hungry tummies out there, and I think we're not reaching enough. So trying to spread our team out and just make it work in different locations to make things work. So we, CJ and his team from the company came and donated at our shelter that we're currently running in conjunction with Doorway to Dignity, and he's like, I need to do more. We can feed, we can do. So he's roped Lifting Africa and myself and his team in, and we are feeding, and we are as well as giving food parcels that should last 2 to 3 weeks per family.
How are you finding these people, Kellyanne? How are you able to identify the people that are in need? There are so many people who are in need, but how do you pick out a particular area and come for those kinds of people?
So what we're trying to do is reach enough in one area, because, when we think of people, we think a lot to, I need to look after me. But a lot of the people that are in the areas that are struggling share among themselves. So giving a bag of maize meal, they share with their neighbours for the next 2, and then their neighbour will receive and they share. So it's just trying to reach bigger groups. We're currently in Alex, Cosmo, Zandspruit, Ramburg, Malanzorf, all the different areas. And then with this area, we identified, we had a person who phoned us saying that these are the people that need help. We go into the location, ask for lists, try and look and do as much homework as we can to make sure it's valid. And just trying to make sure that it reaches.
Now, the e-media holdings and HCI Foundation have been partnering up with certain institutions, certain NGOs to try and help as many people around the country. What does it take? I've been part of the call center that is taking in donations and trying to help as many people as possible, and it's quite overwhelming. What does it take to be in the forefront and help people, in the magnitude that you guys are able to do?
It's hard. It's hard and it's very emotional, but at the same time, we have to do it. Unfortunately, because there's only limited people that can, we are trying to spread ourselves as thin as possible and make sure that people are receiving.
Kelly van der Meer Tulas, who is the founder of One Small Act of Kindness, and as I mentioned, they, in partnership with Lifting Africa, as well as Sijadu Mzozoyana, who is from Relative Media, have come here in the Four Ways area to try and help those in this particular area that they've identified, to just get something that will last them, as Kellyanne mentioned, for a couple of weeks. Obviously this lockdown is expected to be going on for a little while longer, so you can expect initiatives such as this to be happening for some time to come. And I want to just get a quick word, to us, if I may, from the man himself, who is, the quarterback, from a sporting metaphor, of this entire initiative, Mr. Mzozoyana himself, who has just arrived. Sijadu, thank you very much for joining us, and I suppose thank you very much for this entire initiative. What has it taken for you to, be at the forefront and be leading such an initiative?
Thank you, Buti. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody who's watching and everybody that's listening. It's taken love. That's really it, eh? Nelson Mandela once said to us that if we have love, we can achieve great things. So I was sitting at home watching Netflix, working a little bit and a little bit of DSTV. And when I was sitting there, I just thought to myself that, you know what, this is the most productive use of my time. How do I get out there and help people? You know, we are faced with a new war now. We defeated apartheid, and it's actually coincidental that we're here today on Freedom Day. Prior to 1994, people were denied meaningful participation in our economy. And some of that is the result of what we're seeing here. And we fought that battle, and to the largest extent, I think South Africa's won that battle. We have a new fight now, and that's COVID-19.
Can we expect to see such initiatives everywhere else in other destitute areas?
Well, I'm not there yet. I started, my contribution anyway was to just feed 10 people for a month. And when I came out into the streets, I began to see how desperate the situation is. Coronavirus is affecting businesses, it's affecting people, it's affecting families in a very, very real way. It really, really does hit home. There are people out there who are not able to go to work. If they don't go to work, they don't get paid. If they don't get paid, they can't eat. That's the reality. And part of this is what we're trying to answer. So there's only so much effort that I could do. I started with 10, then I moved the goalpost to 50, then to 250, and now we're at 1,000. And we're looking to feed those people sustainably for a month. But, mine is very informal. It's just my own effort, and I called a couple of friends, some donations of really kind people who've assisted willingly. And now we're at a stage where we want to get people who are formally involved. So we've contacted Kelly. Kelly is assisting us. She's from One Small Act of Kindness, Lifting Africa. Shannon, who I'm sure you'll speak to, she's participating. And people from all societies have come along. We've got guys from Brightpoint, they offered us our trailers. All these cars that you see are all people that are volunteering from different areas. You guys coming to assist us. So we need to ventilate this message that South Africans need to actually get up off the couch. We've got a real problem on our hands. And we can't pretend that it's going to go away. We're going to have to solve it ourselves. And those that have means, I'm talking to corporates, I'm talking to individuals, I'm talking to people of influence. We've got a Springbok rugby player here, Ryan has joined us. We've got IBO Cruiserweight champion Kevin Lerena, who's also here joining us. It just takes a small effort from everybody here. And if everybody can do their bit, we'll defeat COVID. We just have to be just dedicated and focused on doing it. That's it.
Be dedicated and focused on defeating COVID-19, and we certainly will. That is the message from Sijadu Mzozoyana, who himself is a businessman who's come here to help those who are in need in the Fourways area, and is doing so as far-reaching as he possibly can with One Small Act of Kindness and Lifting Africa, and, as he mentioned, the likes of Ryan Kinkalsi and Kevin Lerena. So, to us, we can only but urge those South Africans who are able to help to do so.
Sure. Powerful, is it not?
Yeah.
Thank you, Morena Mutupi, out there in Fourways there, speaking to businessmen Sijadu Mzozoyana during this initiative that they are undertaking. And we are showcasing it as just one example of the many really good acts of South Africans standing up and saying that I am the change that I want to see in the world.
Yeah, because you've heard from the man. He said he was just at home watching TV. Then he thought, listen, I could be, Netflixing. But he thought I could be more productive by helping my countrymen at this time. Absolutely. Because everyone is compromised. And as far as salaries are concerned, economically, those who obviously come from previously disadvantaged communities were now even more disadvantaged because there was absolutely no economic activity. So continue doing the great work, South Africans. We see it.